All right, everybody, welcome back to another video. Right, I am completely failing this challenge because I have skipped another 3 days in my 100 videos in a 100-day series, but that's neither here nor there. We're back at you. Happy Monday. Let's do another video. Today, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a plan, right? We had a kickoff call with a coaching client today, and we wrote them a personalized plan to fix some of their problems. So if you guys are facing any of these similar challenges in your own business, this is will be a good framework for you guys to follow. All right, so let's dive in. This person already has a bit of a business. They've been posting content for a long time. They already have an audience, right? They got a community of 800 plus people, 15 to 20 people coming in daily. They're running and launching an offer of their own. We're actually helping them work on promoting a digital product of their own that they want to kick off, a 3-day masterclass around community growth and monetization. Their unique process that they use. They have some sales. They are full-time online, right? So those are some prerequisites as far as like who this person is, stuff like that. So volume has throttled a little bit / slowed down. Riff on some ideas around increasing leads. So this is something that a lot of people tend to forget is lead flow will kind of fluctuate, right? Sometimes you might be using content that performs well, it might stop performing. The message that you're using stops performing. So we brainstormed a bunch of different ideas for this person to ramp up their lead flow around people coming back into their community, folks coming into their group, increasing lead flow, right? Because realistically, that can help a lot of things in business. If you have more opportunities, then it just makes everything else easier. First things first, this happens a lot in people's businesses is they change something, they tweak something, starts working, and then they go and reinvent the wheel and do something else. So as I mentioned up here, let's look at what you were doing in business when you were getting good lead flow. Did things change? Did a content style change? Let's look at what was working and see if we can emulate that, right? Like realistically, the quickest path to success is to just do what you just did to have success. And I know that sounds so cliche, but I see this over and over again. People will start like making money, generating leads, growing their following, and they'll completely throw a wrench in the mix and everything stops working. And then they wonder why. And more often than not, it's because we actually changed. We stopped doing something that was working, making sales, etc., in hopes of making the business better, but sometimes it does not. So, and then secondly, let's help them brainstorm one spicy angle, one outcome that we can hammer for people to come into the group. We have to remember that people are inadvertently selfish, right? We have to make it about them. What are they going to get, accomplish, eliminate, acquire from taking action, going and joining your community? What are the people actually going to get from joining the group, right? What are they actually going to get from it? Because it's the only reason they're going to make any decisions, right? And this goes for your free stuff, your paid stuff. If we're not clear on the outcome for the person, you're going to have a hard time making them move anywhere. Okay. And then I just riffed on some different things that they can talk about in their content, right? Lead flow, things you're doing to generate leads. Everyone wants more of this. Everybody thinks they have a lead flow problem, which sounds contradictory because I'm talking about acquiring leads. But something I've said for the last few years is you don't need more leads, you need better leads. We have relatively small audiences compared to people who do significantly less money than us. And that's not to like compare myself to anybody, but that's because we have very targeted content. We're talking to a very specific type of person, and we're not really worried about generating 7,000 leads in a day, right? Like we want to generate people that are closer to the point of being ready to purchase our offers. So but the counteractive part of this is everybody thinks they have a lead flow problem, right? I just need to generate more leads. If I generated more leads, it would fix my business, right? Well, if we're generating 1,000 leads on clickbait shit that has nothing to do with your offers, then it's not really going to help your business, but a lot of people think it will, right? Secondly, without statements, I've been able to grow my community by 800 plus people without XXX, without dancing on TikTok. This is a very powerful thing that we can agitate in people's lives and businesses. If we can show people how to get where they want to go without having to do the thing they hate, it's a very powerful recipe, right? We've done this a lot of the times over the years. We literally run an entire program around, growing and monetizing your group without cold outreach, without doing sales calls, without doing all these different things in business that people think is literally required. Right? We've sold $12,000 a year coaching packages without doing Zoom sessions. Some people will say that's impossible. So then some people will do that stuff in their business and hate that fucking piece, but keep doing it. So if you can look at how you can help, and obviously be ethical with this, right? Like, don't go out there and promise people they're going to make $1 million without ever doing any work, because it's not a fucking real thing. But uh, if we can bake in some type of element of how you can help somebody get to where they want to go without doing the thing that they don't like in business, in life, etc., it's a really powerful angle you can lean into. Next would be like, you've been able to accomplish XXX with XXX or without, right? Simple things, right? Hey, who wants to know how I turned a Facebook post into $2,000 in sales? Hey, who wants to know how I turned a group of 43 people into a $11,000 day? As an example, right? Those are both real examples of things that have happened in my business that I could literally use as lead gen, right? If I have a training, if I have a document, if I have a process, I have a post in my group that I talked about doing this thing, I can then turn around and position that as like a lead magnet. I could go drop this video in my free group, and then I can go create content everywhere else. Like, hey, I just dropped a free training on how you can actually start increasing your lead flow and generating more sales inside of your business. Who wants the replay? And you guess what I'm going to send them? This video in the group, right? Now, as I mentioned here, we compare these angles to the above things of things you have in the community, live trainings, posts, etc., and feed the feedback from the thing that you're promising, right? If we're posting 5 pieces of content a week on, let's say, your Facebook profile, then I would probably do 2 lead gen posts a week. Okay, not every single piece of content you create would be a pitch or an offer, or this is also where a lot of people get it completely mixed up. Is a lot of people just constantly shout about their offer, but it's usually a good, like a 1 to 4 ask ratio. Like, we make offers in our groups once a week. That's it. And I mean like a static, hey, we have this program, we have this offer, we want to work with you, we want to do this. It's not every single piece of content. So if we're trying to get valuable information in the hands of people, because that's like what we're doing as if we're generating leads, someone's giving us their information, someone is joining our community, and we're giving them something in return, right? We're giving them value in return. I would aim for doing those twice a week if you're posting 5 pieces of content. But if we want more leads, we need to create more content around that, right? Now we're into the next bucket of things that I wrote out for them. Lead gen, things that could be used to grow the group. Okay, what is something of high value that you can go out and create a wide net of attention around? And since this person isn't on TikTok, so primarily lean into a shorter lead gen style of post. As I just mentioned above, right? Post about something twice a week, right? I think the thing it's very easy to forget too is like, if we're acquiring new attention and we're acquiring new people into our audiences, the things that you've done previously are just as relevant as they were when you created them, right? We have a free workshop we've ran multiple times. I reference the free workshop pretty much in all my pieces of content because it's free, but it's of high value. And we just did a new version of this, but we had one that we did last year that we refed people to for almost 12 months, right? So as an example, this is a snapshot of, and obviously if it's congruent with their offer, but it is because we're helping them write an offer. The 5 figures in 5 steps. That's the free workshop we ran. Shameless plug. You want it, go join the group. Go hit the classroom section. It is literally titled 5 figures in 5 steps. Angles, the simplest way for a beginner to start an online business with or without XYZ. How to start a business with low tech while removing funnels, not having to rely on automation or systems. So if you see what I'm doing here, I'm baking in these without statements, okay? Like we did our first 6 figures online simply with our Facebook profiles. So we are going to show people how to start with that. Content creation, how to create content that inserts goal/desire. Show them, right? Profit plan, daily action plan. So a beginner knows what they need to do daily to actually make sales, right? So that we allow anybody to take our free workshop and put it in their own group. If they want, they can grow our group, their groups with our trainings, something we offer to everybody that's in our worlds. If they want to, obviously they don't have to, but it's a very cool thing that we do. See your own trainings, things of value that can package in a way that is sexy as far as what someone would accomplish, right? So as I mentioned, we have to make it about what they are going to accomplish from going and joining your group, watching your trainings, consuming your thing. The more clear that we can be with what the consumer is going to get, the less resistance you're going to get from getting people to join in your group or go through your trainings, because you're very clear on what the person is actually going to accomplish, and there's less questions, right? We can always look backwards in their own process, your own process, uh, giving folks in the free group and lean heavy on implementation and support. This is a big piece if we're like trying to utilize trainings, free videos to, you know, be the distinction from getting people to actually purchase, right? Number three, this we told them to create a semi-rigid content matrix, right? Which I linked in some trainings and some docs and stuff like that. But once you're clear on like what topics or agendas you're creating content on, like creating content becomes relatively easy. So we've been following this for something of this fashion for probably the last few years, but we're clear on like what we're creating content on every single day, right? So as an example, Monday I'm doing an offer, Tuesday I'm doing a connection post, personal, midweek I'm doing lifestyle, something that happened in my group. Thursday I'm doing training, lead gen, hand raiser post, and then Friday I'm doing like strategy, value, win, result. And that's like the overall 10,000 foot overview of what I'm actually creating content around, right? So as I mentioned, if I'm posting 5 times a week, I'm doing an offer once a week, an offer post, inviting people to buy my offer, and then I'm doing these two could technically be positioned as like lead gen strategies, giving value, right, for someone taking action and doing the thing that I want them to do. Okay. Okay, and then number 4, we help them dial in their own daily action plan. So we did plug them into an actual training on how to do this themselves. But the thing is, like, we don't really have to do that much in business. We don't have to actually do that many things, and I think so many people overwhelm themselves with what they actually need to do to start making significant money online. So it's literally condensed into 3 things, right? Something that generates new eyeballs to you, public content, reels, etc. Something that moves folks along the journey of buying content, community interaction, group content. And then 3, relationship accelerators, conversations and DMs. Like, this is all we have to do consistently if we want to do 100 grand online. I can say that confidently because that's exactly what I did to do my first 100K online in 2020 or something like that, right? Like long time ago. But you get the point, right? It's not that crazy, right? I think the biggest thing is people think they have to have this rat's nest and they need to be doing all of this different stuff. Like, the only thing we really need to do is fucking create attention to yourself, accelerate relationships by being social with people on social media, and fucking sell them stuff. That's it. It's not sexy. It's not like rocket science. But I think so many people are looking for like this magical thing. Like, literally, like, just show up, create some content, create some attention around yourself, and start recommending products to people in your audience. It's not crazy, right? And obviously these were specific to the actual client that jumped in with us, but I'm just kind of framing this as something to be beneficial for you. So now this person was trying to look at different ways to incentivize people to take him up on the annual membership or a full pay for his product instead of like the payment plans. So we riffed on a couple different ways to like incentivize people to do that instead, right? If you pay in full, I'll do XYZ with you until you're doing XYZ. Create a polarized bonus or something that folks don't get if they don't take the full pay option. Examples of this: think extra support, coaching, calls, access, proximity, more, next tactics, strategies, etc. As an example, limited inside limited offers 20 people total. First 5 people to grab the pay in full get 8 weeks of private mentorship from you. As an example, de-risked / micro guarantee. I'll work with you until you cross your first 500 members. As far as the guarantees, like, obviously guarantee things that you're confident in delivering in, and don't like promise people are going to buy a Lamborghini if they're brand new beginners, because it's not fucking happening. Done for you elements, if wanted, they could always bake in different pieces of the business that they could do for somebody if they take the pay in full, right? So this is just a little bit of a plan that we wrote for our coaching client that just joined us based on some of the stuff that they mentioned they were struggling with. Obviously generating leads, people coming into their group, how to actually create a rigid content matrix that they can follow, creating their own daily action plan, getting their non-negotiables in place so they know what to do each and every day to actually make sales, and then different nuances as far as ways to get people to take the more expensive option versus the discounted options. A shameless plug, I am going to be doing something a little bit of a unique opportunity, like I mentioned at the end of this document. Um, we personally write plans, personalized plans, tailor-made plans for everybody who joins our coaching program. And you usually don't get access to this unless you pay, $500 to $1,000 a month to have us get on a call with you, write you a plan, take stock of what you're currently doing inside of your business, and figure out what you need to actually start focusing based on you, so you can actually start monetizing as fast as possible. But from the time of dropping this video, which is June 24th, 2024, until July 1st, I will be offering a kickoff call, personalized one-on-one call with everybody who ends up jumping into our Group Juice membership, which is $100 today. And I will personally write you a unique tailor-made plan to actually hit your goals, whatever they are, right? We've helped students make tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars profit. We've helped them launch their own courses, their own digital products. It's completely tailor-made to you, right? Doesn't matter if you're a brand new beginner, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to start, or you're potentially already done 6 figures online and you want to look at a way of creating more leverage inside of your business, so that way you can start doing less without tanking your income. So that's my pitch. That's my offer. Again, if you do not end up jumping in from now until July 1st, I will not be honoring this call, because I usually only give it to the people who join our coaching program. But since I did reference somebody that was in our coaching program that we wrote this tailor-made plan for, that's my ask. So if you want that, you can either hit the link under this video if you're watching it on YouTube, or you can drop a comment and I will send you an invite. So if you want to take me up on that, drop a hashtag kickoff in the comment section and I will send an invite your way.